Hello and welcome everyone. Today I thought about doing a video about Karen, but there was something else in my mind, and that is the mentality people have about losing and how does that affect your enjoyment and ability to truly learn the game. I know some people, after watching the pro players in a big tournament, wanted to get into the game, especially in the case of Street Fighter because of how cool everything they did looked like. However, they soon realized that it's not as easy as they might have thought at the beginning. I have been reading a lot of messages in Discord channels and the Street Fighter subreddit about how hard Street Fighter is and how they are tired of losing after doing X and Y, and they're pretty much quitting because they're really not having fun. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I have to tell you that fighting games are hard. Like any other skill, they require a lot of time, patience, and practice. It's like if after having a guitar for 1 week and learning just the basics, now you want to try and play the solo from Freebird, and after realizing how hard it is, you don't like it anymore, and you enter in this state of mind that really doesn't allow you to improve anymore. And just like that, fighting games are pretty much the same as instruments. You need to start from the fundamentals, step by step, and I mean step by step. One thing is knowing the basics, and another one is knowing and applying them. However, we can talk about that later. What I want to focus right now is how to approach the losing aspect in a fighting game, to change what it represents and transform it into a tool to improve your skills. There are some points I want to tackle in this video that may or may not help you in the future, not just in fighting games, but this also can be applied on anything. My first point is that losing can teach you more than winning. I know, winning feels great, you love it, and it feels really good. It shows how good you are in the game. However, you really don't learn as much by it as when you lose. The fact that you lose, it shows that there was something that you liked in that fight. Let's take for example this fight. Here I was still learning how to play as Karin. However, there is one essential skill that I was liking, and that was anti-airing. You can see how my anti-airs were so-so. Sometimes I could do it, sometimes I could not. And that is something that this Ryu managed to exploit. And just look at how much damage I've been suffering just for the lack of doing a good anti-air. You can see that apart from that, I was suffering from doing random movements, being way too risky with some of others, and not having a correct spacing. All of this, you really don't see it while you're fighting. However, once you look at it in retrospective, you realize that this could have been avoided so much better, and this fight should have been shorter than what it was. On the second round, I realized, okay, I need to do a better anti-air, so I start to focus less on random movements and focus on what I know. Once that is decided, I then noticed that this Ryu is not very offensive, so I need something else to attack, and that is why I just go for neutrals. And as you can see, that's pretty much all that I needed to start actually winning this fight. And this could be applied to pretty much any other fight, although it really depends on case by case. However, almost all the fights can be won by just this. I think this is a great example on how knowing your fundamentals and applying them in a correct way can help you improve by so much in such a short little time. And of course, even realizing that, I still kept doing random things. One step at a time, I guess. In this other example, this birdie was just giving me a thrashing, just doing only command grabs. However, prior to this second command grab that he's gonna do, I managed luckily to do a crush counter, which gave me all the information that I needed about this fight. Once I managed to do that crush counter, I started trying to just bait more command grabs to see if I could actually pull that off again. Now at this point of the fight, I knew I couldn't win. However, that didn't stop me from trying to keep doing more crush counters and still trying to learn the matchup, hoping for the next time I fight a Birdie, I'll be more prepared. Even better, if I did a rematch, I was sure I was gonna do much better than this. And this is what I call a small victory. Even though I lost, I gained some information and some more experience on this matchup. And luckily we have a rematch after that, which I just started doing the same thing, just trying to crush counter that common grab. I was not thinking on, okay, I have to win this, but I was thinking on, I need more experience, I need to do it even more. So I just started trying to bait it, trying to not do anything crazy, and just work on the things I knew, on my anti-airs, on my spacing, and especially on that common grab. And that brings us to our second point. Learn to love the process. Like I said at the beginning of the video, fighting games are hard. There is no doubt about it. And it's gonna require time, dedication, and patience for you to actually have a skill. But saying it is one thing, doing it, like I said, is a whole different problem altogether. Often, many people make the mistake to learn everything at once, and they try to apply it as soon as they finish learning it, as if they were hoping that once they actually learn it, they're just going to start winning. And that's just far but far from the truth. They are actually gonna be losing even more than before, because they don't have still the experience to actually apply each of the steps that they learn from the fundamentals. And so, if we change the way we approach this scenario and dedicate to practice one thing at a time, it will definitely allow us to improve at a much faster rate than if we were just trying to do everything at once. At the beginning, especially for those who are starting with the game, the success is not really at winning a fight. Rather, it is just doing one simple thing that comes as natural as it can be. For example, you could do all the combos and techniques on training mode, but against another human player, you will soon realize that it's not really that simple as it was on when you were playing against a dummy. For this reason, we start really simple. Just learn one combo of your character, and then try to do that one combo on every match. However, let's do something else. Let's break up that into smaller parts. Let's say that your big goal is to make that one combo 100% of the time. However, you can actually break it up in different parts. Each one of those parts is a small victory. For example, we have the start of the combo, the mid of the combo, and the end of the combo. So every time you manage to pull one of these parts, it becomes a small victory. Then after that, you choose one anti-air technique, trying to pull it off as many times as you can. After that, maybe a crush counter punish, and so on. Little by little, you just start improving one step at a time. And not only that, but you start actually enjoying the game with all these small victories, because you know that in the long road, it's definitely gonna make you a better player. So to finish this, please remember, don't be afraid of losing. The more you play, the more experience you will get. Losing means that there are opportunities to improve. Every time you lose or even win, remember to watch the replays and pay close attention to your mistakes so you can actually fix them later. Enjoy the journey. The fun of the game is not in the end goal. However, it is on the experience you get while getting there. And lastly, think long term. Don't rush it, this is certainly not a race. So take your time and have fun. And that's it, I hope you guys found this a tiny bit interesting. So this is Seop signing off. Take care.